Good evening and welcome to this learning video. So, you're working in Microsoft Office. You have been for years. And the big buzzword, as you probably already know, is Copilot. Well, this learning video, I'm going to introduce to you a brand new function that just came out in Excel, and it's called the Copilot function. Now, your first question may be, well, Tom, why in the world would I want to use the Copilot function when I can just actually type in my own prompts in the Copilot window within Excel? Glad you asked, because I went into Copilot chat, and asked that very question. What's the best answer you can give me when someone asks, why should I use the new Copilot function in Excel? Why don't I just use the Copilot window in Excel workbook screen? And basically, the short answer is we would use the Copilot function, which is what I'm going to show you, when we want results to be inside the grid. We would use the Copilot window when we want explanations, ideas, or instructions. So what happens is the Copilot function will put the results in the cells, not in the chat window. And the Copilot function is repeatable and refreshable. It's auditable. So the chat window, it's great for ideas, but not great for documentation. So we would use the Copilot window, which is great for thinking, when you want to have a formula explained, or help me write a pivot table summary, or what's the best way to clean up the data, or tell it to write me a formula that does X. Well, we would use the Copilot function for the following: categorizing, extracting, cleaning, summarizing, transforming, or generating structured output. So the window helps us understand, but the function helps us build. So I'm not saying one's better than the other. The purpose of this video is to focus and concentrate and show you the actual Copilot function, which most of you probably have never used. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to do a handful of different Copilot function insertions into this worksheet. As you can see in column A, I have a heading that says fruits and vegetables. So I'm going to use the Copilot function to give me 7 fruits and 7 vegetables that are only grown in the United States, and also sort the list alphabetically. And this is what the Copilot function will look like. Equals Copilot, open paren. You have to have double quotes surrounding the prompt. As you can see here, I have it at the beginning and also at the end. Give me a list of 7 fruits and vegetables that are only grown in the USA. Sort the list alphabetically. So when I press enter, I'm going to have 14. 7 fruits and 7 vegetables. Now, I'm going to have to assume that they're only grown in the USA, but I can always go to other resources to find out if that's true or not. I am relying on the reliability and truth of the Copilot AI results. And here it comes. There are 14 items. Now, I don't know which ones are fruits or vegetables, and that's what Copilot's going to tell me when I get over here to column E. Well, let's do another Copilot insertion of the Copilot function in column C here. I want to know what's the best season of the year to eat them. Now, I don't want to have results that say summer or fall. I only want it to be one of the 4 seasons. That's it. So I have to put that into my Copilot prompt. Here we go. So this is what the Copilot function says. Equal Copilot, tell me the best time of the year to eat them. Only use results autumn, spring, summer, winter. Notice that after I have my prompt, I type the comma, which is the argument separator, and then it says A2 pound sign. It doesn't say A2 through A15, because in the Copilot function, it will interpret that pound sign to equal the maximum number of entries. So let's see what happens when I press enter. Right here in column C, just like that. As you can see from the list, there are several items here that are not the standard ones that you probably thought you would see. For example, maybe I don't even know what a Hass avocado is. So what I did was I went over to Copilot chat and I asked the question, what exactly is a Hass avocado? Where is it grown in the USA? And when's the best time to eat it? Well, it focuses on California, Florida, Hawaii, and Texas, mostly California. And you can see the best season to eat them is April through September, which to me, that means summertime for the most part. And that's why it says summer. And then I can do the same thing for a pawpaw, dandelion greens, jicama, and so forth. But let's take it at face value that Copilot gave me the correct answers. So now what I want to do is I want to go and have another Copilot function inserted here in column E. Basically, I just want to ask the question, are the items in column A a fruit or a vegetable? So now I've got this list here in column E that says it's fruit or vegetable. Now what I want to do is I want to use the group by function. I don't want to create a pivot table, although I could. I just want to group or summarize by using the group by function to tell me how many of these items are fruits and how many of them are vegetables. So here's how I would do it. Equals group by, open paren, highlight the range of what I want to test. That's the first argument, comma, highlight that same range again, type a comma, and put in the count A function, because the second argument here in the middle is going to be in correlation with the next argument, which is the function that I want to do. So I want to use the count A function in this range from E2 through E15. I have to use the count A function because these contents are not numbers. They're text. And that's why the count A function has to be used and not the count function. So when I type in my closing paren and press enter, watch what's going to happen right here. Is that cool or is that cool? Wow. Awesome. Now here's where it can get really interesting. Suppose I just want to change my initial prompt over here in column A. And what I wanted to say is just give me a vertical list of 14 vegetables that are grown in the USA and sort the list from A to Z. Well, that's what I'm going to do. 14 vegetables. Now, when I press the enter key, I'm going to get 14 vegetables over here. It's going to say it right here, all vegetables. And you guessed it, this is automatically going to update as well. Well, somehow a fruit got snuck in there. I never said Copilot was 100% perfect. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm happy with this. Even though it didn't give me 14, it gave me 13. I would perhaps go to another generative AI and try the same thing out. But this is right in my spreadsheet here. And that's the whole purpose of this video, is to introduce to you all the Copilot function of how I can enter my prompts and have the spreadsheet automatically update for me. We would use the Copilot function when we want the results to be inside the grid. Therefore, we would use the Copilot window when we will want full explanations, ideas, or actual instructions. All right, so thank you for watching. Go out and use the Copilot function. And actually, what I want to show you is how you can learn about it right within Microsoft Excel. So how I did that was I clicked on this cell address right here that says Copilot. That could have been this one or it could have been that one, doesn't matter. And then I clicked on the Insert Function button right here that's on the formula bar. It brings up the Copilot function argument window, and in the lower left-hand corner, is a help link that will take me right on the internet to support.microsoft.com and tell me everything I want to know about the COPILOT function. It tells me a little bit about it, description, the syntax, various tips, when to use it, when not to use it. I can get multiple results, and there's also certain usage limits to be aware of, as well as showing what could some possible errors that could come up, as well as some additional notes. So I hope that helps. You can learn about any function in Excel, basically what I just showed you. And in this case, I use the insert function button and then the help link. All right. As always, if you want to learn more about Microsoft Office, or even Copilot for that matter, Copilot inside the Microsoft apps, I'm only an email away. My rates are very reasonable. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye-bye.